All right, everybody's cell phones on silent. Okay. Ready? Okay. Good evening, everyone. We're ready to begin tonight's City of Gardena regular city council meeting for January the 8th, 2019. Happy New Year's, everyone. Madam City Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
All council members are present.
Thank you. Attorney Whalen, do we have anything to report from closed session?
No reportable action was taken.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we're going to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight, it will be led by Alicia Reylas and Zoe Warren. Immediately following that, we'll have our invocation, which will be led by the Reverend John Hernandez. So everyone, please stand.
Put your right hand on your heart, ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Continue standing.
Okay, Dad. Heavenly Father, thank you for every seat that has been filled here today. For each mind and heart that feels the presence of this room, we thank you. Bless this meeting this evening, Lord. Bless the Honorable Mayor and the Honorable Council for the City of Gardena and all those present, as well as the lives of those we will encounter afterward. Bless each one of the leaders today with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. In Jesus' name, amen.
You may be seated. So if I can have Zoe and Alicia come back to the front. So tonight's Pledge of Allegiance was led by two students, Alicia Reylas and Zoe Warren. Alicia is 7 years old and Zoe is 10 years old, and they're both participants in the after-school program at the Nakoka Community Center, which is sponsored by the City of Gardena Recreation Division. Alicia attends Dinker Avenue Elementary School, and she's in the 2nd grade. And Zoe also attends Dinker Avenue Elementary School, and she's in the 3rd grade. So tonight we're going to begin with Alicia. Can you tell us who brought you here tonight?
I brought my mom, my dad, and my 2 sisters.
And where are they at? Right there. Let's give them a round of applause for bringing them out. And Alicia, is there anything you'd like to say?
No.
No? Okay. Well, it's okay. Also tonight, the Pledge of Allegiance was led by Zoe Warren. And Zoe, can you tell us who brought you tonight?
I brought my mom and my brother.
Where are they at?
Right
there.
here.
Give them a round of applause. Thank you. And is there anything you would like to say?
No.
No? Okay. It's all right. Short and to the point. Well, thank you guys both for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you for being outstanding students, and we look forward to you coming back in the future to do it again. Thank you. All right. And if I could also have Pastor John come up to the front. So tonight's invocation was led by the Reverend John Ross Hernandez, who is the president and senior pastor at New Challenge Ministries Incorporated, which is located at 21804 Halldale Avenue, and that's in Torrance, California. In 1979, Pastor John came to Southern California from the Flathead Indian Reservation located in western Montana. John is proud to share that he is almost full-blooded Native American. John graduated from Los Angeles Teen Challenge Program in 1979 and went back to work at Los Angeles Teen Challenge Program from 1980 to 1981. John, along with the founder of New Challenge Ministries, Reverend Mark Fleck, and with the help of John Snyder, began New Challenge Ministries in 1981. In 1990, Mark Fleck left Southern California New Challenge Ministries, and John became the president and senior pastor. Through John's life experience, it has given him a unique opportunity to relate to the people in need. Over the last 35 years of community involvement, New Challenge Ministries has had the opportunity to educate the public and the private sector about the needs and struggles of those struggling with life-controlling problems, such as drugs and alcohol. In November of 2006, as part of our mission to serve the community, we began to fight hunger by gathering and distribution of food and started the Fresh Rescue Food Bank, engaging in partnerships that advance self-sufficiency, and by providing leadership on issues related to hunger. Through our vision and action, we demonstrate our passion for assisting those in need. We have no zip code restrictions, and we do not discriminate against anyone in need. All are welcome. We were able to feed over 300,000 people in 2018 with only one paid employee, and the balance are hardworking volunteers that are passionate about helping others. So, Pastor John, I know you're here tonight with your wife. Thank you for being here with us. And is there anything you would like to say?
It's just an honor to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me. And thank you, guys. I know Rodney. I know Dan. Dan helps us with his lovely wife twice a week, which has been a tremendous blessing. And Tasha has come out and several times, and we've just been a good part of our family has been here in the city of Gardena, I would say. So we look forward to helping the city of Gardena and their families. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, next we're going to move on to our presentations. Tonight we have our Gardena military veteran that we're going to be recognized. It's one of our own. We have Council Member Dr. Mark E. Henderson, who's going to be honored tonight. And as I read his bio, Mayor Pro Tem is going to present him with a special medal here. So the Honorable Council Member Mark E. Henderson was born in Harbor City, California, and was raised in Los Angeles County. Henderson is a longtime resident of Gardena and has served the city of Gardena as a council member since March of 2015. He's had multiple assignments to boards and committees as a member of the City Council, including that of currently serving as the president of the Independent Cities Association. His military service includes Henderson served with the U.S. Navy from April 19, 1988 to October 21, 1992. His job classification was Sonar Technician, 3rd class, and he was responsible for advanced acoustics analysis in support of anti-submarine warfare. For his military service, he was awarded the following decorations, medals, and citations: Good Conduct Medal, Navy Defense Service Medal, Southwest Asian Service Medal, Sea Service Deployment Ribbon, Materius Unit Commendation, Navy Unit Commendation, Combat Action Ribbon, Kuwait Liberation Medal. Petty Officer Henderson was command advanced to the rank of Petty Officer 3rd class by his captain for exemplary work and professionalism. He's had the distinct honor of being a 7th Fleet sailor stationed abroad of the USS Fife DD 991 Speranza class destroyer as a member of the Midway Battle Group stationed in Yokosuka, Japan. He served with his shipmates in Battle Group in Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm. Petty Officer Henderson shares that, even as a sailor who got seasick, he loved submarine hunting near the coast of Russia. Also of note, after completing his military service in the U.S., he obtained a Bachelor's of Service degree in Telecommunications Management from DeVry University, a Master of Business Administration from, University of Redlands, and a doctorate in Organizational Leadership from the, University of Laverne. He is currently an administrator at Los Angeles Pierce College and has been with the Los Angeles Community College Division since 2002. He has held previous leadership roles for municipalities in California. In 2014, the Center for Digital Education recognized him as a top 30 technologist, transformer, and trailblazer. So tonight, we present Mark E. Henderson. Congratulations.
I want to say thank you, Madam Mayor, and to my colleagues, City Manager, City Attorney, our City Clerk, City staff. This is an honor to be recognized as a veteran. My fellow veteran on the council, Dan Medina, he can attest to this. The things we do for our country is not for ourselves, but for our country. So I want to accept this recognition on behalf of those other 7th Fleet sailors. When you're a 7th Fleet sailor, They call you one of the lost boys because you're never in port. You're always underway. I also accept this on behalf of those that I serve with on the USS Fife. It has since been decommissioned, and it is now a reef off the state of Washington. So that was kind of a sad moment to see that ship be destroyed, because that was my home for so long. But it's an honor to be recognized again in the city that you love. And because the hour is late, I will go ahead and conclude my remarks and say thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So next, we're going to move on to appointments. Does any member of the council have any appointments to be made to any commissions, committees, boards, or council at this time? If not, we're going to move on to our consent calendar. Hopefully, everybody's had time to read through it. Does any member of the council wish to discuss any items on the consent calendar separately? Councilmember Henderson?
It's not a real big separate question. I forgot. Mr. City Manager, in regards to the City Torrance Area G account, what does the G in parentheses mean? Is that just for Gardena, or?
Each region within Los Angeles County has a letter designated. We just happen to be G.
Oh, okay. That was it. That was my only question, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Does any other member have any items they'd like to discuss separately? If not, can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar as is?
So moved.
Okay. Madam City Clerk, there was a motion made by Councilmember Medina and a second by Mayor Pro Tem Tanaka. Will you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Medina,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Tanaka,
Yes.
Councilmember Henderson,
Yes.
Councilmember Cascanian,
Yes.
Mayor Serta.
Yes. Next item is Planning and Environmental Quality Commission action sheet. Just of note, the January 1st, 2019 meeting was canceled. Next, we'll move on to oral communications. We have 3 speakers tonight. First one being Stacy Trinidad Alfonso. The second is Cheryl Sherman, and the last is Denise Campos. So please come forward. And I'd just like to remind all the speakers that we ask that you please limit your remarks to 3 minutes unless it's extended by myself. When you see the yellow light come on here, that will alert you that your 2 minutes are up. When the red light comes on, that will alert you that your 3 minutes are up, and we just ask that you just finish your statement out at that time. And I appreciate your cooperation in advance. Go ahead. You can just hit that little red button right to the right there.
Or this.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to take the opportunity to officially introduce myself. My name is Stacey Trinidad Alfaro, and I am the new field representative for Office of Assembly Member Amaru Suchi. Also, I wanted to kind of give you an update as to what we're doing. I know it's the beginning of the year. However, AB 39 has been introduced by the member, and it's in regards to education finance. That includes local controlling funding formula, and we would like to increase it about 60%, which is approximately $35 billion above the current funding level for education. He has a new role. He is the assistant mayor leader for policy and research. He will continue in the committees that consist of the budget, subcommittee number 2 on education finance, environmental, safety and toxic material, natural resources, utilities and energy, Veterans Affairs, and we are definitely looking forward to working with you guys, and we welcome any policies that you guys might have. Thank you for the time.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have Cheryl Sherman, and then afterwards, Denise Campos.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Cheryl Sherman, Vice President of Friends of Gardena Willows Wetland Preserve. This evening, I would like to make everyone aware and inform you that the 2019 calendar is available at the Nakoka Community Center and also at the Mamie Deer Library, as well as on our website. And the calendar consists of our second Sunday strolls every month from 1 to 4, the fourth Saturday stroll from 9 to noon, and the third Saturday restoration workday from 8 to 11. And that being said, our second Sunday stroll is coming up this coming January 13th, and we will be having guided tours, or you can take a self-guided tour if you'd like. The theme is Native Californians, and we will also have other activities for children in the education area. Like to invite everyone to come out. I've heard today that the rain is supposed to come about 5 to 6 p.m. So keep your fingers crossed. That way we will be done. So don't stay away. We'll be there. Also, to start the new year, if you're not a member of our contribution program for the Ralph's or Food for Less community contribution programs, I'd like to ask that you join them. They are free, and they help support the Friends of Gardena Willows. Every time you go to the store and go shopping, they will make a contribution to us for your purchase. And there are forms and information for that, again, on the website at the Mamie Deer Library and at Nakoka Center. And on that same piece of paper on the back side is information about smile.amazon.com. They also, you make a purchase from Amazon, you can make a donation to us with your purchase, and every penny counts, and we love to count pennies. So add us to your charitable donations, and these are charitable donations that don't cost you a penny. Thank you so much, and hope to see you at the preserve. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Denise Campos.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Council members. My name is Denise Campos, and I'm the Public Affairs Manager for SoCalGas for the City of Gardena, and I'm here to provide you an update from SoCalGas. For most of us, energy is not something that we think about. We just want to make sure that the lights turn on and that our heater works or that our stove works when we need it. However, there is an important debate taking place at the state capitol about how to achieve our state's 2030 and 2050 emission reduction goals. I think that we can all agree that California is a leader in climate change, specifically GHG, or greenhouse gas reductions, and renewable energy. The choices we make about energy policy today will affect every Californian family and business. And from SoCalGas's perspective, achieving this next set of goals will require us to use all of the tools and technology at our disposal, including electricity and natural gas. This balanced energy approach considers the environment, customer choice, affordability, and reliability. Some people are advocating that we electrify everything, including all home appliances like stoves and heaters, so that we will rely solely on electricity. The idea sounds simple, but the technological hurdles and costs make it anything but. Proponents of mandatory electrification are now lobbying regulators and local officials without giving them the full picture. Most Californians are unaware that the electrification debate is even happening, and there are challenges to electrification. It would require a massive overhaul of our current infrastructure that would cost $3 trillion with a T, and disrupt every home and business in California, not to mention that 1/3 of our customers are low income, and SoCalGas serves 20.9 million customers. Fortunately, we don't have to choose between what's good for the environment and our budget. With natural gas, you don't have to. Let's look at the facts. 80% of California's methane emissions come from our own waste, like agriculture, dairies, and landfills. According to the state's Air Resources Board, if we switched out just 16% of the gas supply to renewable gas by capturing all that waste, we'd exceed our greenhouse gas reduction targets. And we know it's proven since it's already being done in other parts of the world. So renewable natural gas is capturing that waste and putting it into the pipelines, and the technology exists today. SoCalGas is focusing on the future. We are committed to investing heavily in our infrastructure. Our 5-year capital plan includes $6 billion in infrastructure investments. The improved reliability from these programs will benefit all of our customers. I'd like to wrap up with a milestone that we're particularly proud of. Last year, SoCalGas made over $3.7 million in charitable contributions to over 550 organizations. And we are looking forward to continuing to provide safe, reliable, affordable, and renewable energy for our state through the 21st century. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, next we're going to move on. Actually, we don't have any departmental items tonight, so we're going to move straight into council directives. Does any member of the council have any directives tonight for City Manager, Councilmember Medina?
Well, it's actually something that's going to come up this coming Saturday at the Battle of the Bands. I wanted to see if we could get a tribute to the captain of the Dominguez High School that won the Battle of the Bands last year, and he was one of the victims that caught on fire in Compton with his grandmother. And I just wanted to see if we could make mention that they won the Battle of the Bands last year and make a tribute to them at the actual Battle of the Bands. No proclamation or anything like that, just give them tribute for being the champions last year. That's all.
Okay, I'm sorry, can you clarify as far as how, what tribute as far as?
Oh,
just
this
recognize
the
them on
Battle of the
stage?
Bands is dedicated to
Okay.
Alex Macias Razo.
Okay. And probably get in contact with the MLK committee to make sure
Yeah, the
that's
MLK
fine?
committee was waiting for Nikki to approve it, and Nikki wanted us to approve it, so we'll go from there.
Okay. Okay. Councilmember Henderson?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just a reminder, in our monthly reports, Mr. City Manager, oh, sorry.
Sorry, I just wanted to get a second real quick so I can move forward.
Is there a second? Okay, it's a second by Mayor Pro Tem. Go ahead.
Thank you.
So my thing was pretty easy in regards to our monthly reports, because you list out the type of records requests, or you actually don't, we just say number of record requests, but we don't know what type of records. Could we add that into our monthly reports? Without the detail of the record, but just this type for community development or city clerk or?
Sure, it would be easier if we broke it down by department, but the specific one, we do get quite a few. We'd have to list like every single one. But if you'd want, we could start off to see how that information flows is the number of requests per department, maybe?
That would work, just so we know
Okay.
Any other directives? I have one. I'd like to look into the possibility, well, to see as far as what it would cost financially if we were to consider maybe changing some of our street lights to those really fancy ones you see in some of the other neighborhoods. I'm trying to remember what city I was just in a couple of days ago. Maybe just on some of our arterial streets, because I noticed when you transition from one city to the other going across the street, it's a noticeable, I think it was Hawaiian Gardens. It was so distinct as far as you were leaving one city and going into the next one. And this was just in certain corridors. I don't even think it was throughout the entire city, but just as far as the feasibility of something like that in maybe certain parts of the city.
Just want to clarify, there's the entire light standard, or are you talking about just the top of it, the entire thing?
I think
We
this
could
was-
do some research
this
if you
was
just
the
point us to the
entire
right.
thing. I could find a picture of what I'm speaking of. This
Okay.
was the entire, from the stand all the way up.
Got it.
Okay.
Understood.
That was it.
from everybody else, so we got the best streets.
You don't have to see them. There's no potholes. Really? Not at all.
Okay, any other directives? No, I'm sorry, I need a second on that. Can I get a second? Thank you. Okay. Okay, let's move on to city manager follow-up as far as the council directives.
Thank you, Mayor Serta. Just to have 4 quick things. There's a memo in your package regarding the Golden State water restoration work that's being conducted and the status of the repairs that was brought up by Councilman Henderson. There is going to be a need in the next council meeting. I'll be making a recommendation to appoint a person from the city of Gardena to the Hawthorne Airport Advisory Committee. I mentioned that at the last council meeting. It's excuse me for a second while I get the actual title. It is called the KHHR Communities Network Committee. I'm assuming KHHR is the call sign for the Hawthorne Airport. And the purpose of the committee is to provide an informational forum engaging representatives for communities affected by the FAA established flight paths, pilots, and flight operation managers, as well as FAA representatives in conversations aimed at finding ways to reduce and mitigate noise impacts of the surrounding communities to the extent possible by pilots and FAA laws. There's a number of members of the committee. It looks like there's 17 members of this committee that not only include the City of Gardena, but operators and FAA around the airport, as well as other surrounding cities. There has been a resident in Gardena who's been very active from the beginning of this, and I plan on speaking to her this week and then providing a recommendation to the City Council at the next council meeting. Additionally, there was a request by the City Council at the last meeting to take a look at adding a name to the monument, the Medal of Valor monument out there. The Chief of Police has informed me the space has sort of been maximized out there, and they've set up a committee to establish a possible way of whether it's adding to it or coming up with a different approach to memorialize the name of the two fallen officers in Gardena. So there's would be two names added, be Bacon and Harai. So they are working on that. I hope in the near future to bring something back to the City Council. Also, we looked at our policy for facilities naming as directed by Councilman Tanaka. Unfortunately, the policy is very, very old. And so we're looking at bringing back recommendations to the City Council because of the holidays and such. I want to put a comprehensive package back to the City Council because not only will it affect for this, but it will affect moving forward other requests by either community or the council to rename facilities. That is all I have, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Next, we're going to move on to council remarks. We're going to begin tonight with Councilmember Medina.
I'll keep it very short, Madam Mayor. I had the pleasure of delivering birthday cakes for the last Friday of the month, and we delivered them to 7 convalescent homes, and they were all celebrating Christmas and birthdays at the same time. So I really got a chance to celebrate with about 3 or 4 of those convalescent homes, and looking forward to going to vector control this coming Thursday, which is for those of you who like mosquitoes, that's what it's all about. And that is my report, Madam Mayor, and Happy New Year to everyone out there.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have Councilmember Kaskanian.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm going to keep it short, too. I'm almost time to go home. Well, I attended one Christmas party after the last meeting. With the Rent Mediation Board. We met at Eat Italia. It was great food, good environment, a lot of talking, and that will end my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember. Next, we have Mayor Pro Tem Tanaka.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I did 2 things. Let's see, I went to the first yearly meeting for California cities. And I also attended, thank you, Cheryl Sherman, that we were invited to celebrate a thank you for Dr. Connie Weidheim, who actually is a professor at Dominguez Hills that teaches, let me think, stuff that is, botany. No, what kind of plants are they? Native plants, yeah. So I learned about native plants the other day. But yeah, we sent her off, so thank you for the invite. That ends my report.
Okay, thank you. And for myself, since the last council meeting, I attended 3 more Christmas parties. One for the Rent Mediation Holiday Dinner, the other the JPA Holiday Dinner, and Congresswoman Maxine Waters' annual Christmas party. I also attended 2 other events. One event called L's for Alzheimer's. You may have heard me mention that before. But this is an event specifically for Alzheimer's and dementia patients. And the organization, what they do is they adopt convalescent homes that specifically deals with those 2 elements there. And business owners and residents donate supplies at Christmas times like toiletry items, socks, blankets, but more importantly, adult diapers for the patients. There are a lot of homes that patients' insurance families or the insurance company can't afford to send these extra supplies that are needed. So organizations like this here donate to the patient just to help them get through the month. So they had a gift wrapping party where they collected all these items. And once we got all the items together, we then got on a bus and went to the convalescent homes and visited them and gave them all these supplies here. So I was very happy to participate in that. And this is a yearly event, so if anybody else would like to participate in that in the years coming up, they're always looking for more business owners and people to participate. I also attended on last Friday the Gardena Valley and vicinities, I'm sorry, the Gardena Valley and Vicinity Ministers' Wives and Ministers' Widows 19th Annual Installation Program. And it was a really nice event where they were installing their new president, but they also gave out a special award to a recipient within our community, and it was given to Pastor Ward and our Executive Secretary Nancy Ward for their contributions to the community. So I was very happy to attend that, and I know Nancy's watching, so I just want to say congratulations again to you and Pastor Ward. And that ends my report. Next, we have Councilmember Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Because the hour is long, I will be brief. I attended with you the Congresswoman Waters Christmas party, as well as Gardena Willows Farrell with Councilman or Mayor Pro Tem Tanaka. I also participated in Center for Digital Governments. They had a online symposium for building the government of the future. So I participated in that and just kind of listen and learn what's going on with that. But what I would like to ask, if we could also probably adjourn in the memory of the 3 members that lost their lives at the Gable House bowling alley shooting and everything, and I want to call them by name. Mr. Earl Meekins Jr., Astor Kyle Edwards, and Michael Deshaun Radford. That was a horrible, tragic incident that happened in the city of Torrance. Luckily, the perpetrator was actually apprehended, but it's just tough. Oh, all right, I'll write them down. So, Madam Mayor, so ends my report, and I'll write the names down.
Thank you. So just a couple of quick announcements. The first one is, and I just want to verify with our city manager, there's a grand opening for the Collision Center still happening on this coming Thursday at 10 a.m., and that's at Western and 162nd for those of you who would like to attend the grand opening. Also on this coming Friday night, we're going to have our Martin Luther King commemorative celebration, which will be this Friday, January the 11th at 7 p.m., 6:30? 6:30, 7 o'clock. If you get there 6:30, you'll just be early in case it starts at 7. That's at the Nakoka Community Center. Also on this coming Saturday, we have our Martin Luther King Parade, which will be Saturday morning beginning at 10 a.m. It's going to begin at Sarah High School and it will end at Raleigh Park. So let's see. And I believe they are going to have their Battle of the Bands there as well afterwards. Also, the last announcement here, for those of you who are still here, please join us afterwards here in the MIC room as we celebrate Councilmember Kaskanian's birthday. We have a nice cake, and we'd love to sing happy birthday to you as well. So those are the announcements I have. And let's see. So tonight we're going to adjourn in memory of the 3 individuals who passed away at the Gable House. The first one being Robert Earl Meekins Jr. The second was Astor Kyle Edwards. The third was Michael Deshaun Redford. So at this time, the Gardena City Council will adjourn to our next regularly scheduled City Council meeting, which will be at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, January 22nd, 2019. We are adjourned.